In response, said Rav Chasman, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will bring Klal Yisrael to a situation where there is no recourse except to turn to Him. And that's the nature of the decrees in Germany. And we see, when we look around at Iran and Egypt and Jordan and Syria and Hezbollah and ISS and all the other nations around us, there isn't any other form of salvation. There isn't anybody else. That's what the Gemara means when it says in the end of the Gemara in Soita that in the times of Ikvus of the Moshiach, all the terms of civilization and honesty and decency, Pnei Ador Pnei Akelev, Chutzpah Yaske, all the terms of what we always relied on in civilization will have collapsed. And all we have is just our emunah and our trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's all that's left at the end. Rabbi Yehonason asked on that Gemara, but always in the history of the Jewish nation, we always have to rely on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Said Rabbi Yehonason, yes, but in the times before the Ikvasei de Mashiach, in the times of the Moshiach, all the other Baalei Samcha, the pillars of support, will have gone and disintegrated, and all we're left with is a man's emunah. Tzadik be'emunasa yichye. That's what David is telling us here, and it's translated into prayer. Ki daloisi ma'oid. I'm in a very desperate situation. I have no other recourse. I turn to you because koili el Hashem eschanon. I don't have anything else. I don't have my support. And that was David in the cave, and that's Klal Yisrael at these times. Ki daloisi ma'oid. The last pasuk is the finale to the prayer of David. Haitzia mimasker nafshi, lahaydais es shemecha. Take me out of this spiritual straitjacket, lahaydais es shemecha, that I can thank your name. Bi achtiru tzadikim, ki sigmoil oloi. On me, tzadikim will crown me because you paid me back. What is David referring to here, and what formula in prayer is he referring to, which he mentioned in the cave and is the directory for Klal Yisrael before the Moshiach? Chazal explained that Haitzia mimasker nafshi rosh tevas hey mem nun homon. It's like a cleft. It's like a trap. It's like a cell. There's no way you can go. You can't do anything here. Like the Perek we mentioned. That was Haman. But what's the purpose in order to be relieved? It's not that Klal Yisrael ask, take us out of this period of exile and galus so that we can all go and spend the rest of our lives in Florida or on the Swiss Alps and just sit back in a deck chair and take it easy. That's not what David asked for. Lahaydais es shemecha, that I can come out of this and thank you that it's you who saved me. His intention was completely devoted and sincere. I'm not looking for an easy life. I'm looking for the means to pray to you and thank you. That's the higher level of our existence once the Moshiach comes. A complete connection, and all there'll be in the world is Mola Ha'oretz Das, Ki Mola Ha'oretz Das Elokim. That's all that there'll be, just to be the connection with the Almighty, with Hashem. And David asked that I would like to be the role model. Biyachtiru tzadikim. Let all the tzadikim see that in me I depended on you, I prayed to you, and you answered me. Ki sigmol alai. And that's the upbeat in this Perek here. David doesn't leave you in the desperation of his prayer. He leaves you with the Lahaydais Shemecha. No Perek in Tehillim ends on a low. It ends on a high spiritual level. Ki sigmoil aloi. The word gemul means to pay back. Because I hoped and trusted and waited for you, you'll pay me back. Perhaps we can compare it to the laws of ribis. If you lend somebody $100, you're not allowed to ask back for any more than $100, because it's called schar hamtona, the reward for waiting, which is called ribis, which is forbidden. In financial matters, you're not allowed to take schar hamtona. But in waiting for the Moshiach, you are privileged to receive schar hamtona, reward for waiting. And that's the gemul, that's the payment. Ki sigmoil oloi. You're paying me back for my waiting for you. And that's the great pride that David had in waiting for the Moshiach, that there'll be a reward, and people will live through me. These are the themes of prayer which David mentioned in the cave, which are the mindset for Klal Yisrael, the direction, the not without distraction, Pasuk Beis, that it should be a clear conversation which is current and topical, Pasuk Gimel, Pasuk Daled, I'm in the Pach, and there doesn't seem to be a chance for me. Pasuk Hey, there's no support system. Pasuk Vov, Ato Machsi is the connection, the allegiance, the loyalty. Pasuk Zayin, Ki Daloisi Ba'od, the theme of poverty, of submission before HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And finally, the tachlis, the purpose of it all, is in order to L'hoidei Shemecha, to thank you. That's my intention at the end. All these come under one umbrella, and that is the meaning of the word maskil LeDavid. David was correct in his thinking. He thought it through. He was accurate in what he was thinking. In 1918, the Chofetz Chaim had said, after the First World War, that what has just taken place is the first war of Gog and Magog. He then said that there would be a second in 25 years' time, which would make the first look like child's play. Rabbi Zalman Meltzer, Zecher Tzadik V'Roch, had gone and asked the Chofetz Chaim what he meant, and he said literally that. The second, in 25 years' time, will be devastating compared to the first. And then he said there'll be a third, but he called it an Eis Tzara LeYaakov. Umimenu Yivoshea. But from there they will be saved. His famous Talmud, Rabbi Yehonason Alpren, had said on those words of the Chofetz Chaim, V'hamaskil bo'eis hazois. And the person who is a discerning person at such times, Yidoim v'yitkoinein, will be quiet and prepare. Ulai yireh b'nechamas tzion b'Yerushalayim. Maybe that person will see the nechama of Yerushalayim. Rabbi Yehonason, who was the most prolific of all writers about the Ikvus of the Mashiach, in his different pamphlets and articles that he wrote, he called it all a period of a maskil, a discerning person. Why did he say the word Yidom, to be quiet? Because there aren't answers. It's a time of confusion. Habeit Yominu ve'eini makir. I don't know. I'm in a pach. I don't know which way to turn. But that's why Yidom, to keep quiet v'yit koinein, and perhaps most of all, David's formula of a maskil, b'yosa b'amora tefillah, is the arousal and the enormous urgency of prayer in these times, to make the connection, to call to him, to call directly, to call without distraction, to call with complete humility and submission. That's the nature of the prayer of David in the cave, and that evidently is the formula for Klal Yisrael in the times of just before the Moshiach. We mentioned that in the Shir on Perek Kuf Kaf Daled, Ezreinu b'Shem Hashem Oisei Shamayim v'Oretz. That's our homework in this period. That's the nature of the response. That's our teguvah, our reaction and the impact of what is going on around us. David asked, please, ki sigmo elolai, pay me back, and let it be seen that I waited for you and I hoped for you. Let it also be said to us, ulai, because of that, nireh v'nizke lirois nechamas tzion b'Yerushalayim b'mheira v'yameinu, amen.